Join me in Athens, Greece for a bit of pre-cruise fun and adventure. It is day 2 and I will be taking a tour with Shore Excursions Group. We will visit the Parthenon and Acropolis and spend time in the beautiful neighborhood of Plaka, where we will try more Greek food and just take in all of the culture. If you aren't already subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so and turn on the notification bell, as you don't want to miss our 7-day cruise adventure visiting the Greek Isles. All right, good morning guys. It is day 2 here in Athens, and I am walking to grab some breakfast and some coffee, and then I am headed to the train station to catch a train to the port for a tour with Shore Excursions Group. So be sure to follow along for this content. I am up ready this morning. It is just 7 a.m. So this morning's adventure, I will be with Shore Excursions Group. Guys, if you aren't familiar with Shore Excursions Group, be sure to check them out. They offer third-party shore excursions where you're gonna have a more authentic experience. It's gonna be a smaller group. A lot of times it's a lot cheaper than the cruise line, and you're gonna get kind of a similar excursion. They do have a return to ship guarantee. I'm not currently cruising. However, I am going to be going to Piraeus Port to pick up the shore excursion to kind of show you guys what you might expect here in Athens as far as shore excursions. They do have a bunch of different options available. You just have to go to shoreexcursionsgroup.com. I'll put the link in the description. If you filter down by your ship and sail date, you'll see all of the excursions that are available for you through Shore Excursions Group. And yeah, I think it's a great third-party provider as far as tours for those who are cruising. So I'm going to take you around Athens today. I think we're going to be going to the Parthenon, the Acropolis, and a few other different spots. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I will have that coming to you guys soon. But I have to first get some coffee and something to eat. And then I'm going to be catching, I'm right here in Monastiraki, and I'm going to be catching the train from here to the port. So I'll show you guys, if you are traveling from Athens Airport, how you can get from Athens Airport all the way to the cruise terminal by train. It's 9 euros. Where I'm currently stationed though, it's only 2 euros. So 2 euros from Monastiraki to the cruise terminal. So I'll show you guys exactly how to get to your ship if you are staying within town. But first, let me grab something to eat. Yeah, so this coffee is a lot better than the coffee I had yesterday. It's still really strong. So I guess Greek coffee is just a lot stronger, but I don't mind a strong coffee. You will definitely want to add a little sugar to it though. But yeah, this is really good. Really good. And this cafe is right in front of the Monastiraki train station. So I just have to hop right over there as soon as I finish eating. Yeah, it's delicious. All right, so breakfast was delicious. It was just a really large omelet. I can't eat that many eggs. So, and I noticed a lot of people that were coming in were asking for less egg. So yeah, I only ate about half of that. But I am off now here to the Monastiraki station to get on the train to go to the port. All right, so I am off to Piraeus Port, which is the cruise port. From Monastiraki Square, you're going to pay about 4 euros for a 24-hour pass. It is about a 15-minute ride, so not far at all. Now, what I do recommend to do is to download the Google Maps app in advance. That way you can keep track on which stop you need to get off. Now, there's plenty of signage that will say Piraeus. Just be sure you get off on the right stop. But I absolutely love, again, that this metro system is right here. It is convenient, it is fast, and I highly recommend you taking the metro wherever you're visiting in Athens. Now, keep watching because I will get lost there for a second, but I'll explain to you in a minute why. right, so we are outside the Piraeus train station. Now guys, word of caution, make sure you hold onto your tickets. You'll need it to enter the train or whenever you go through the turnstile, and then also when you exit. So I had to pull mine out of my bag. But yeah, we are here, and according to my GPS, my Google, it says there's about an 8-minute walk to the port entrance, but I think there's a shuttle or something over here that we can catch to get over there. So I'm gonna figure that out, and I'll let you guys know shortly. All right, I'm already seeing cruise ships like right here, so I don't think it's as far of a walk as the GPS is saying. But we'll find out. Now, depending on, okay, this looks like the entrance to the train station. Let's see. So yeah, there are the cruise ships over there. All right, so my meetup spot is Terminal C, and it seems like it's a 38-minute walk from here. I'm pretty sure there's a bus. I'm gonna see if I can run into it or ask somebody to get me down there, because I'm not gonna walk 38 minutes. But yeah, we're gonna cross over, get closer to the port side, and there may be a bus. I think I read somewhere that there was a bus over there. All right, actually I see a bus stop right here. So maybe just a 3-minute walk from the train station. I'm gonna see if this will get me to Terminal C. All right, it says Piraeus Port Authority, so I'm assuming it's, I just hopped on, so we'll see if it's gonna get me to Terminal C. All right, so I was on the wrong bus. Someone was speaking English. They said I catch 843 to Terminal C, so waiting on the city bus, 843. All right, so that only took me a little bit of the ways down, guys, and I had no clue that bus was not free. So they were coming by tapping, there were like 3 individuals coming by tapping people's, I guess, bus passes. And so I told them I didn't have one. They didn't speak any English, and so I took out my euros to pay, and she like kind of was like, no, it's fine. So maybe do your research to figure out how the buses work. But yeah, it says I'm still about another 20-minute walk from Terminal C, so we'll see. I don't know. Probably should have done some better research to figure out how to get there. Now, if you're taking Shore Excursions Group from the cruise ship, of course you won't have to worry about this. It's just because I'm arriving from in town, and trying to get my way to the port. So we'll get there. Thank you. All right, I made it. I had to catch a taxi. It was €5.
It's good to
Nice to meet you.
Let me take the bus.
Thank you.
For the new arrivals, if you want to go to the Acropolis side, you have to buy the ticket. The tickets for the Acropolis side will be purchased from me, so I will give you tickets, €20 per person. Okay? So, our tour officially begins. This is the port of Piraeus, as you probably already know, and we will be heading to the city of Athens. We will arrive at the city center in about 30 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, even more, depending on the traffic. Probably there's going to be quite a lot of traffic today, given that it's the end of August, so everybody's returning from their holidays back to the city. Now, the port of Piraeus is the principal port of the whole country, so all the ferries that go to the Aegean Islands, they dock here at the port of Piraeus. Once again, we restart our tour towards the city of Athens. Again, you can see now here all of the ferries, given that the port of Piraeus is the main port of the country. That would be prehistorical times. And since then, people have always been living in the same area. So you can imagine people have been living in the same area around the Acropolis here for about 25,000 years. Now, the site of the Acropolis itself is actually a rock. It's in the middle of the city, and on top of the Acropolis It's there's this famous temple called the Parthenon. Probably you've seen it in several postcards or images. And that temple was built during the 5th century BC. In front of a stadium, the Panathinaikos Stadium it's called. Now this stadium is of modern times. When we're talking about modern times in Greece, we're talking about the 19th century AD. Now the Panathinaikos Stadium was built for the hosting of the modern Olympic Games. Greeks they had Olympic Games, but in antiquity Olympic Games were always held in one city called Olympia. 4th century AD, during Christian times, games are banned, forbidden because they are considered not non-Christian, of pagan origin and character. And 19th century AD, Europeans decide to restart the Olympic Games. So the first modern Olympic Games, 1896, were held here in Athens. And after those games, every 4 years, they would change the city. So,
all right, so we are here at the Olympic Stadium. Not for this tour. I don't think we're able to go in. There is a cost for the entrance to the stadium. So we're just out looking at the exterior of it. I'm going to the restroom. It is €1, so make sure you have small euros. She said this is probably the best stop to go to for the restrooms. I'm like, I might as well take advantage and go. But yeah, just like Mexico, you're paying to use the restroom. It's €1. And I only had €2, so I have to get change. Thank you.
We have some free time and you can also wander around the Plaka area and then we will meet back here while we sleep. Alright, so the ones who will not visit the site, you have more free time.
this is the headset, the whispers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take this
Yeah.
and this,
Yeah.
you plug in your ear and you can hear my voice.
So you get a headset, so you can listen as we walk the Parthenon and the Acropolis. And they said it'll be 1 hour going around the Parthenon, which is the base of where the Acropolis is located. And then it's 1 hour Acropolis and then 1 hour free time in Plaka. But if you choose not to do any part of the Parthenon or the Acropolis, you can just have extra time, free time in Plaka. So because I'm not going back to the ship, I am going to end my day here in Plaka with Shore Excursions Group. But we're going to first go up, check out the Parthenon, check out the Acropolis, learn some history, and then we're going to check out Plaka. The Acropolis is the ancient citadel located on a rocky hill above the city of Athens, Greece. It contains some of the most important historical landmarks of classical Greece, including the Parthenon, which is a temple dedicated to the goddess Athena, and it is the most famous building on the Acropolis. Now, the Acropolis played a central role in the cultural and religious life of ancient Athens and has come to symbolize the achievements of ancient Greece, particularly in art, architecture, and democracy. It has been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site and remains one of the most visited tourist destinations in Greece. Now, guys, I have to tell you that this does require quite a bit of physical activity to get up to the site. So definitely consider your physical level. If you're able to walk and climb hills and stairs and uneven pavement, because it can be a little bit dangerous if you don't go about it the right way. Be sure to wear sunscreen, hats, pack water, and wear appropriate shoes. All right, so guys, make sure you wear your sneakers. It's very slippery, very slick with the marbles, so be very careful. And it is hot, so make sure you stay hydrated. The Acropolis was used as a defensive stronghold due to its elevated position, which offered protection against invaders. It also served as a religious and ceremonial center where temples such as the Parthenon were built as places to worship and to house offerings to the gods. The Acropolis was a symbol of power and wealth. The construction of its monumental buildings demonstrated the city's wealth, political power, and artistic achievement. Be careful, it is very slippery.
Okay, so let's...
proceed upstairs. The lower part, you see the historical walls. These are the Greek and Roman walls. Higher up, we have the medieval walls. So you see the progress of the Now, the closer we get to the temple, to the Parthenon, if you raise your head, you can again see the sculptures inside the square fountain.
Por eso me cuesta mucho estar.
And goddess outside the church. So this is why they just mutilate hue. The new is bright white. So even the old pieces, we were exactly like this. So the whole thing looks bright and white. Low, the first sunlight. Between the sunrise, the east, and the Parthenon. Anyhow, so this is the other side. This is the east side. This is the main entrance of the temple. Always the entrance.
Pero que el Señor no hizo la disparita.
All right, guys, so that portion of the tour is finished. I'm heading to Plaka, which is just adjacent to the Parthenon, Acropolis. She said that if I am facing away from the Acropolis, if I go left, that's going to be Plaka. If I go right, that's going to be Monastiraki. Now I could easily just follow, she said, this street over to get to Monastiraki. It literally leads you right into Monastiraki Square. But I want to explore Plaka because I have not had a chance to go over there. That is part of this tour, but it is self-guided. Everyone will have an hour and a half, and then those on the cruise ship will get back to port. Now I'm not on a cruise ship yet, so I'm going to just explore Plaka and then see what else I can get in today. But today's tour has been amazing. I absolutely love that they have headsets so that you can listen and get some history about the Acropolis, Parthenon. But guys, just a word of caution, it is a lot of steps. It's a lot of walking. It didn't take as long as I was expecting to get all the way to the top. I think it took probably 15 minutes. And that's going at a slow pace because of our group. But guys, it is really busy. Now we got in, we had an 11 a.m. check-in time, and there was a line, but it was moving rather quickly. But on our way out, it is now a little after 12, and there was a long line wrapped around. So I would advise to get here early. That way you can avoid those really long lines. Of course, if you book this through Shore Excursions Group or a different tour company, you may have a different time slot. And this also was not included with the cost of the tour, so I had to pay 20 euros to access this. Now you could choose to not do the Parthenon, Acropolis, and just stay in Plaka. That's totally up to you. I will say this, there were quite a few people on our tour that I think didn't do any research to see that, you know, you do have to exert a little bit of energy to get up. So a couple of them decided that they didn't want to go up after they purchased their tickets. The tickets are non-refundable, so keep that in mind because they are timed entry. So yeah, I enjoyed it up there. I learned quite a bit about Greek culture, Greek history, about Zeus and Athena, and so it's really nice, especially if you're a history buff and you love history. It's a really cool spot to just go to. But just be advised, guys, wear sunscreen, wear your hat, pack a fan, pack plenty of water. Now with this being a guided tour, it was kind of, I'm not going to say rushed, but I probably could have spent more time just exploring, getting pictures and things like that. So you could also choose, our guide said for this particular tour, you could choose to stay in the Acropolis a little bit longer instead of going to Plaka. So if you want to do that, that's something that you can do as well. So I'm just resting here for a little bit, getting hydrated, and then I'm going to head to Plaka.
Somebody like me, come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me, say boy. Let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead.
All right, so we're gonna go check out the Acropolis Museum. It is right here in Plaka. So kind of see how much it costs to get in there and explore for a little bit. You can't get in anyway, too. So it's 15 euros per person. And again, this is the portion of the tour where you're exploring Plaka on your own. I would recommend that if you're going to do this, like I said, you have an hour and a half of time, maybe 2 hours depending, or even 3 if you don't go up to the Acropolis. I would recommend getting your time ticket as soon as you get on the bus, because it is by time right now. They do have 1 o'clock, which is just 15 minutes away. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, and we're gonna explore inside. Again, this is not included with your cost at Shore Excursions Group. It's an add-on if you choose to do it. It is optional. Of course, you can just explore the neighborhood of Plaka, but this is located within Plaka, so you could just come here if you want to get some air condition and get a little bit more history. And so there's 2 separate lines. If you get your tickets via email, it's quicker. You can skip the line and just go in. If you go to the right side, then you're going to have to pay for your tickets inside.
The Acropolis Museum is a modern archaeological museum located there in Athens, Greece, at the foot of the Acropolis Hill. It is dedicated to the artifacts found on the Acropolis and its surrounding areas, focusing on items from ancient Greek antiquity. It opened in 2009, and the museum is designed to showcase the artistic heritage of the Acropolis in a modern setting.
So no backpacks or anything are allowed, so you have to drop your bags off at the cloakroom.
The museum was built partly as a statement in support of the return of the Parthenon marbles, also known as the Elgin marbles, which are currently housed in the British Museum. Greece has long campaigned for their return, arguing that the Acropolis Museum provides an ideal setting to reunite the marbles with the Parthenon. The Acropolis Museum is widely considered one of the most important archaeological museums in the world, and it attracts millions of visitors annually. The museum is designed to provide an immersive experience, allowing visitors to understand the significance of the artifacts in their historical and cultural context. There are also digital exhibits and reconstructions that provide insight into how the Acropolis and its monuments appeared in ancient times.
Alright, so I enjoyed walking around the Acropolis Museum. Now I'm going to find something to eat.
Look, you know.
Alright, so I sat down here at this restaurant. I had no clue what they served. They actually serve crepes, so I will be having crepes for lunch. They have savory crepes and sweet crepes and Greek salad. So I'm going to have a Greek salad and probably a sweet crepe. But it's right here in Plaka. I will put the name right here. So yeah, so we're going to check it out. I noticed that things are a little more expensive here in Plaka than they were in Monastiraki. And that's probably because this is a very touristy side of town. But I'm going to still eat, and hopefully the crepes are delicious. I'm sure they will be. So there's this thing on the menu called a digestive biscuit. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm almost curious to try it. It's a cookie, and it's in a lot of the different sweet crepe options. So yeah, kind of curious what that means. Yeah, I am. I'm going to have a Greek salad. And then also, which sweet crepe do you recommend?
Black Forest, my favorite.
Okay, I will have the Black Forest.
Would you like bread for the salad?
Yes, please. And a Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Alright guys, so this food looks delicious. So I have a Greek salad and a Black Forest crepe with some sourdough, or I guess it's just bread, but it looks really good. Oh, that is so good. Very fresh. A little acidic, the olives and the feta. But I've never had a block of feta like that. It's really good. I figured I'd have a light lunch because I'm probably going to have a heavier dinner. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. Really. I think I've had Greek salad before, but of course, if you're in Greece, you might as well give it a try. And just a word of caution, the olives still have their seeds inside, so be very careful if you're eating a Greek salad. But they're really good. But this is a good Greek salad. Guys, the feta cheese is so good. Like, I'm not gonna leave the last bite. It's so good. Alright, now I'm gonna give this crepe a try. It's really good, huh? Gosh, the flavors. So it's Black Forest. It has cream, cherries. So it's like a cherry sauce. If you have Black Forest cake, it's usually cherries. Really, really good, and not very sweet. Yeah, I might just finish that. So good. Alright, so I had a little bit of a downpour and it's really nice and cool out right now. I was going to head back to the hotel because the Acropolis train station is right there, and I think Monastiraki is just a few stops away. I think I'm going to explore more of Plaka just to get an idea, feel for this area. And I will tell you that it is a little more expensive here than if you're staying in Monastiraki. Just to give you an example, you guys saw yesterday I had that huge 1.5 liter bottle of water for $1. Well, it's $7 here. I also, at the restaurant I was at, I had a Coca-Cola. It was one of the small bottles. It was €4.50. I think that's how you say it, 4.50. Yeah, €4.50 or €4.50. Whereas you can get a bottle of Coca-Cola in Monastiraki for like €1. So costs a little bit higher here. Again, this is more the touristy part, but I'm just going to explore and see what these shops have compared to the Monastiraki flea market, which was reasonably priced yesterday. Again, they weren't harassing or even asking you to come in and buy, which I appreciate. So we're just going to walk around and check out some of these souvenirs, some of the shops, and then probably going to catch the subway back. I think we're expecting to get some storms, so I don't want to get caught up in that. I thought about taking the red line, or actually the blue line, to the beach area, the Riviera, but I think we're gonna have some rain, so I don't know if I want a chance going over there, so we'll see what happens.
Plaka is one of the oldest and most picturesque neighborhoods in Athens, located at the foot of the Acropolis. It is known for its narrow, winding streets, neoclassical architecture, and lively atmosphere. Plaka is often referred to as the neighborhood of the gods due to its proximity to the Acropolis and other ancient landmarks. There are tons of different things to do there. You have several museums, such as the Museum of Greek Folk Art, the Jewish Museum of Greece, There's also plenty of tavernas, cafes, and restaurants offering traditional Greek food. Highly recommend you check out Plaka.
All right, here comes the thunder and lightning again. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna get on the train here in a minute. Taking cover for a minute. It's lightning pretty bad, so yeah, I don't do lightning, so I'm just gonna stand over here for a little bit. All right, so it doesn't seem like the rain is it's let up just a little bit, but it's supposed to come down again for another 2 hours. So I'm gonna head back to my hotel. I'm walking toward Syntagma station, and that's just 2 stops from Monastiraki. So that is where I'm headed. My hotel's only a 15-minute walk from here, but I figured I might as well. I have the 24-hour subway pass, so that's what I'm gonna do to get out this rain and the thunder that's coming. Y'all, I've been sitting here waiting on the M2. I just realized that there's a complete subway station over there. I thought this was it. So your Athena ticket, which is the public transportation, once you're in town, it's like €2 and you can use it all day. So you can ride the tram, you can ride the subway or the train, or you can ride the bus. So I thought M2 was over here. It actually isn't. I'm now looking. I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. I see people getting off the subway now, so I'm gonna walk over there and try to get back to my hotel before it rains again. See it over there, that M sign? That's the metro. All right, let me get over there. And that's the thing with public transportation. You know, if you happen to go the wrong way, which is why I'm here, I was actually going in the wrong direction, so I got off. You can always just hop on the other side and go back the other way. So you're never really gonna get lost. It's gonna take you back to a central area. So yeah, so that's where I'm headed to now. So here's the bus station, and there's the train station down this way. Almost to my hotel. That was an adventure. Gonna rest up a little bit before I grab dinner. So I didn't realize there were this many shops and things right near my hotel. So I told you there's so much to do in this area. So when I come back next August, I will definitely be staying in Monastiraki. There's just so much to do. My hotel is right around the corner from here, but I didn't even realize. I haven't been on this side yet. But there's a lot to do, lot to see. All right, so I rested up a little bit. Now I am walking back to Monastiraki Square, which is just a 3-minute walk from my hotel. And I'm gonna grab something to eat from over there and probably try to get to the flea market before it closes. So that's what I'm doing. It is about 6:30, so I should be back before it gets dark around 8:30. All of this gelato looks really good. But I'm hungry for dinner right now. That looks really good though. Yeah, see how busy it can get here? I can only imagine what happens at nighttime. But yeah, I'll be back in before it gets dark. I think I'll try this Grandiosa project. Let's see what they have to offer. Alright, so this is right by the bus station, like literally right next door. I was going to go deeper in where the flea market is, but I'm kind of pressed for time with it getting dark. So I saw this, there was a table right here, so I'm like, I'll give it a try. Alright, I think I'm gonna try the hummus. And this calamari chicken looks really good. Might do that. This looks really good too. Or the eggplant. Choices, choices. So I just got the hummus and the chicken, and I think I'll probably find dessert someplace else. But the restaurant next door serves breakfast starting at 7:30, so I think I'll probably check them out tomorrow for breakfast. I usually don't eat breakfast before I get on a cruise ship, but my actual check-in time isn't until like 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get to the port a little early. I just don't know how strict they are here as far as getting to the port too early. So I think I'm gonna probably head out like around 11 to go to the port and see if they'll let me go. So we'll see, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have breakfast before I head out tomorrow. Warm pita bread. I love hummus. That is really good. Jo Marie would love this. She loves hummus as well. This pita bread is so hot. Very, very flavorful. Very tasty. And guys, you know how I am about food. The crepe I had earlier today, I said was probably the best crepe I've ever had. I might say the same thing for this hummus. It is very different than hummus that I've had. But then again, I've never had fresh hummus, I don't think. I think it's always been like hummus in a container, so I guess that really doesn't compare. But this is really, really good hummus. Alright, there's my calamari chicken. More pita bread. It's nice and warm. And french fries, lettuce, and I don't know what type of sauce that is. It looks and smells really good. And you can tell it's seasoned too. Alright, let's see if this chicken is seasoned, y'all. It looks good. It's very hot too. Guys, it barely hit my tongue and I can taste the seasoning. Very seasoned. Has a char flavor. I wonder what kind of sauce this is. I don't do mayonnaise. Yeah, it's a mayonnaise base. But the chicken doesn't need any sauce. It's juicy. Yeah, you can tell it's juicy. It's been marinating, for sure. For sure, that's been marinating. The seasoning is all throughout. So good. Yeah, I made a good choice with that. I was debating on this and a calamari, but the calamari was almost double the price. And I was like, you know, I'll get calamari someplace else. Try that out, but this chicken is really good. Really good. And I guess the way you should eat it is to take the chicken off the skewer, do it like the Slovakia that I had yesterday. A little chicken there, a little bit of tomato. I'm not going to do the sauce. Got some lettuce. Do it like that and maybe just eat it like as a sandwich. Oh, that is good. I just don't care for the sauce. I probably should ask for some tzatziki on the side, because that's very mayo heavy. But yeah, solid choice for dinner. And I guess it could benefit from a little bit of sauce. What I've been doing is the chicken on there, a little bit of that hummus. That's going to give you the little bit of moisture that you need if you don't like the mayo-based sauce. Y'all, I'm a bit worried about my waistline. I haven't even stepped foot on the cruise yet, and I can only imagine what the food's gonna be like on the Greek cruise line, plus going to all of the Greek islands. Yeah, I mean, I will be getting my steps in every day, so that gives me a little bit of reason to eat. But guys, there's nothing that I've had thus far that I didn't like, other than the Greek coffee that I had yesterday wasn't my favorite. But everything as far as the food has been so good, so flavorful. Nothing's been bad. So a little worried for my waistline, but I'll work it off, I'm sure, at some point. All right, so dinner was delicious. Now the kalamaki chicken that I had, come to find out, it's just a deconstructed Slovaki, I cannot say that right, which is like a gyro over here. But it was very flavorful, very good. So yeah, no complaints. Saved room for dessert because we're gonna find some dessert around here in Monastiraki Square. It's starting to get a little dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and head to the flea market here to grab some trinkets. Now I did hear that out of all the ports that we're visiting, first off, let me backtrack. Service charges. So something unique here is that they don't really ask you for a tip or service charge or anything. Like my tour guide was surprised when I handed her 10 euros. Most of the places that I've dined at, they didn't have it included. The only spot when I had breakfast this morning, they did ask if I wanted to leave a service charge, but for the most part, that's not expected here, which I appreciate. So, but yeah, I'm about to go ahead and go to the flea market before it gets dark. Now, from what I've heard, out of all the ports that I'll be visiting, this port, Athens, it's going to be cheaper to get souvenirs and things here if you're cruising Greek Isle. So like I said, I saw a lot of cheap things here in the Monastiraki flea market yesterday. I'm just going to grab a couple of things, grab a dessert, and head back to the hotel. And I did walk this side yesterday. There was one shop that I saw with some bracelets that I'm gonna get for Jo Marie. So I'm going to check those out and then walk the other side. Yeah, here are the bracelets right here. And as you see, it's a little cheaper than Plaka. I'm gonna get her these bracelets. All right, so I grabbed Jo 3 bracelets, a couple bars of olive oil soap, and a few magnets. Paid 11 euros, so I'm off to the other side to see what they might have. Need to get Drew a hat, Ron some socks, and Dice something to eat. That's usually what I get them because that's what they're into. So let's see what they have over here. Alright, found a hat for Drew. It says Greece. And socks for Ron. He'll get a kick out of those. So 200 US dollars will get me 170 euros. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so if you guys recall, I mentioned that I did my exchange at the airport, and I got 150 euros for 200 US dollars. Here you're gonna get 170 euros for 200 US dollars. So you get a little bit more if you wait until you get here and exchange. And if you're staying in Monastiraki, literally, let me just show you. There's the train station. So when you exit out the train station, if you go to the right, right here, it says ATM. Right behind there, there's an exchange, a currency exchange right there. So you can always wait until you get here. You'll get a little bit more money than if you didn't. So, and actually, I think I'm going to get ice cream. I walked past it, debating. But yeah, I think I'm going to get ice cream.
try this up front, the amarena. And this flavor up front.
Steak?
Yes. Alright, so it's got my little ice cream.